Hey there, it's Breeda Miller. It's time for Take a Break with Breeda. I had an idea today that I would love to share with you. I was thinking back to holidays of many years ago, and one of the things that my mom loved to do was to use the telephone. She didn't drive, and it was her lifeline. It was her connection to the outside world. And every Sunday afternoon, she would organize her address book and her phone and have a cup of tea and make her international calls. Because back in the day, you had to, when you were making an international phone call, you had to know the hours, when to call so that it would be cheaper. And she had a brother who lived in Africa, and so many, she had sisters and her brothers who lived in Ireland, as well as good friends. And anyway, she would decide how many she would call each week, and that was her time to make her calls. And when people would call her just spontaneously, oh, she would just light up. It was such a wonderful thing. So here's my idea for you this Christmas. You know the old 12 days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. Well, I have two large cats, and I'm not interested in having any birds in my Christmas tree because it's tempting enough for them with the ornaments that we have. But what I'm going to suggest to you is, why not do something that I'm going to call the 12 calls of Christmas, right? What about if you made a list of 12 people, and these might be people that you're related to. They might be people you ideally don't see very often because of COVID and we're keeping separate. But ideally, they're people who live alone, or people who are caring for someone maybe with dementia or who has a lot of challenges. But call. And anyway, here's a suggestion. Make the list. Maybe it's a niece or a nephew that you might see at a family gathering, but maybe not have a really nice chat with and find out what's going on in their world. And this is a nice opportunity to do that. These don't have to be long phone calls. Could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes. And you don't have to worry about what to say. You could just ask them, what's new? What's going on? How are you doing? That's probably the most important thing that you can ask. So you can make this list, have the phone numbers next to it, and maybe on your calendar or on a piece of paper, write down the date that you're going to call them. And if you get their voicemail or you don't get them, that's okay. You made the effort, and there is no agenda. There is no purpose for doing this other than making a connection. And can you imagine, particularly older folks who live alone, social isolation is one of the biggest fallouts and really a mental health crisis during this time of COVID. And this is a way that you can make a difference, and you can stay safe, and you can reach out to someone else. And if you do one a day for 12 days, that's 12 people that you could really light up their world, light up their life, and it won't cost you even a stamp. But if you'd like to send them cards, that's always a nice thing to do as well. So let's think about this. Let's make this go viral. It's just an idea, the 12 calls of Christmas. And one of the people I was thinking about calling is, both of my parents are in heaven now, but they had good friends who I would take my mom to go visit. But, my mom isn't here to take them to visit, but I enjoyed seeing those folks. And some of them were friends from Ireland, and they're really up there in years. And so I'm just going to make a phone call. And here's the other wonderful thing about a phone call. We're all pretty well zoomed out. And many times people are stressed about a Zoom call. They don't want to be on camera. They're not sure how to work it out, and they have to make an appointment to do it. So let's just be spontaneous and make the phone calls. So make your list of your 12 people, and then you could start on December 12th and go all the way to the 24th of December, and make it the 12 calls of Christmas, to wish people well, to check in on them, to say, how are you doing? And most importantly, let them know that you're thinking about them and that you care about them. I don't think there could be a sweeter, more lovely Christmas gift, holiday gift, whatever holiday you're celebrating this year. So that's what I've been thinking about. This is Breeda Miller taking a break and thinking of a way for you. And honestly, by you taking that time to make that phone call, I'm hoping that that's going to be a nice break for you as well. A way to extend yourself without putting anybody, in any kind of social distancing jeopardy or anything like that. It's responding in a very healthy, positive way, and most importantly, addressing this big issue of social isolation. So that's what I'm thinking about today. So let me know in the chat if you think you're going to do it, and maybe if there's someone that you are excited about making a call to. So near or far, they're just a phone call away. I hope it's something that you will embrace and decide to do, and we can share the love just by the 12 calls of Christmas. I think it's a good idea. I hope you do too. This is Breeda Miller, just helping you share the love. Take a break before you break. I'll see you soon.